Helldivers 2. What a game. What a year. What a time.
We hit your block, my whip didn't stop. Red light, I don't stop, I saw it pop. Hit the brakes, reverse, and light 'em with my Glock.
You know, I remember when Minecraft was first becoming a thing. After fully being released in 2011, Minecraft was, as we all know, a complete success. I was introduced to the game through someone who was actually older than me, like a full adult in my family when I was just a kid. And he had it Pocket Edition.
Do you got games on your phone?
Minecraft is just a game for everyone. It's true freedom. The freedom to explore wherever you want, the freedom to do whatever you want, to build whatever you want. But no game has captured the full meaning of freedom as Helldivers 2 has. I can't actually believe how successful Helldivers 2 is. In a world where games are made with huge budgets, tons of advertising, Helldivers 2 had virtually zero ads. It was almost a shadow drop, for me at least. But then, Malevelon Creek happened. When I say Helldivers 2 captures freedom, I don't mean like the openness of the game, or the ability to choose what objectives you do first, where you go on the map, where you spawn, the ability to change the difficulty to 10 different difficulty levels, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. Actually, it has nothing to do with the gameplay at all. The thing that makes Helldivers 2 genuinely free is the fact that players voted on if PSN should be required for Helldivers 2. As of recent, with the whole Killzone bundle, players didn't even need to vote in the majority. They just kind of showed up, and all of a sudden everyone got the second page of Killzone for free. The developers of Helldivers 2 genuinely listened to the player base. That's true freedom. While Arrowhead seems keen on listening to player feedback and changing the game based on it, Mojang seems keen on just not. They've been banning players from the game itself who use text chat in inappropriate ways by whatever standards they have, even if it's in a private server. You can be gaming with your friends, say some stupid shit, and get banned from the game. While most game companies choose to keep their ears plugged and develop the game based on what they decide they want to do, or listening to higher ups, I could give Destiny 2 as a big example. I don't even have to go down that rabbit hole. Arrowhead has genuinely changed how live service game developers can act, and just changed how live service games in general can be. So with all that being said, Arrowhead, please watch my video.
When I pull up on the ops, I don't drive slow. But if I see him with a gun, I keep my head low. Stay calm, roll out on the windows when I say so. I'ma shoot his head with this 545 pole.
Let's talk about Meridia. After some traitors forced us to build an evil tower of Terminid warship on the system, it was irreversibly transformed and had to be stopped by any means necessary. Thankfully, the smart minds of Super Earth came together and decided to turn the system into a black hole using the mysterious dark fluid from Illuminate origins. However, with the rise of squid outbreaks across the galaxy, I'm breaking my silence on the Meridia black hole. Black holes are something I'm overly unqualified to talk about. However, I have very passionate opinions on black holes that I must share with the rest of the Helldivers. And honestly, thank Managed Democracy that I can share my opinions. I love the Ministry of Truth. Some of my more strong opinions on singularities is that they don't exist. There are no singularities. A singularity is a single point in the universe, the smallest possible point you can get in space-time. If we imagine the universe as a graph, objects within the universe are circles or squares or objects within this graph. Singularities, black holes, would be a singular point with no width, no depth, no height. The problem with this is that infinitely small points don't have any axes to rotate on, therefore they cannot rotate. The reason that's a problem is because every known object in the universe is spinning. Super Earth, the sun, even the entire galaxy is spinning, although at an extremely slow rate relative to a citizen's life. So for an infinitely small point to spin, it must instead be not a point but a ring. A ringularity. This doesn't really have anything to do with my theory on the Meridia system, but I use information on black holes in my everyday life, so I assume this information is useful to everyone. So wait, then why does black hole information have nothing to do with a black hole? Because Meridia isn't a black hole. I assume a majority of Helldivers already know this information, especially since the Ministry of Truth came out and confirmed odd occurrences at Meridia. However, they never stated any leading theories as to what it may be. But before we can talk about what Meridia might be, we first need to discuss a new super science. As of recent, a citizen by the name of Anton Petrov released a breakdown of a study on dark matter. I'll probably link it. In this study, it's claimed that the expansion of the universe is not due to dark matter, but instead time dilation. When a citizen is near a strong gravitational force, for example, on Super Earth, they will experience what is called time dilation. Same thing will happen if you're going fast. So, let's say a super destroyer orbiting a planet, if it isn't in a geostationary orbit. Time dilation changes the citizen's perception of time relative to Super Earth. As we all might guess, gravity is pretty much everywhere in the universe. However, there are areas of the universe with very little gravitational objects around to change space-time. We call these areas of the universe supervoids. Voids lack galaxies to do the work of time dilation, causing time to run differently than it would in a cluttered area of the universe, for example, the galaxy, or a galactic cluster. Because of this difference in time, distant places in the universe have their observed speed altered, making it look as though the universe is expanding much faster than it really is. Now, we all remember what happened in the First Galactic War. The Illuminati weren't completely destroyed, but banished from the galaxy, presumably into one of these voids of space. Imagine how much time has gone by for them relative to us since the First Galactic War ended. For us, it could be 100 years that go by, and the squids would experience 1,000. An Illuminate army, already futuristic with their squid technology, further developed by their continued gestation outside the galaxy within the voids of space. And the horror doesn't end there. We don't honestly know what dark fluid is. It could be a lure left behind by the Illuminate in hopes that Super Earth would use it in desperation, not knowing the outcome. What if the dark fluid isn't some sort of dark matter or dark energy? What if it's antimatter? What if the dark fluid didn't turn the Meridia super colony into a black hole, but instead a wormhole?
I done hit too many licks. My mouth dry, seeing knobs turn on brothers, that's a bad ally. Bring a chop on a plane, better call it flyby. And it's tucked in my pants so she give me side eye.
Wormholes are pretty nasty business, so I'm gonna have to really break this one down. Imagine you have 2 points in space-time. You want to travel between them, but the distances involved are too vast. Instead, you can attempt to bend space-time in such a way that the 2 points in space-time are closer to each other than they otherwise would be. 2 places in space-time in one place at the same time. Now, if a wormhole were to pop up into space right now, it would most likely disintegrate instantly. We don't have any direct observations on any wormholes ever. However, we have some math to back up our claims here. But theoretically, you can keep a black hole open using antimatter. You know how electrons and protons have opposite charges? Electrons negative, protons positive. All matter has an opposite as well. Antimatter. I strongly believe the infamous dark fluid we found isn't some sort of old science dark matter, as I've stated. It is, in fact, antimatter. Antimatter itself does not turn planets directly into black holes, or directly into wormholes, like I am suggesting. However, there could be some sort of squid technology that enabled that catalyzation of the planet into a wormhole. I don't exactly know how the squids managed to do all this. However, I am pretty confident that the Meridia black hole is in fact a wormhole. In conclusion, I believe the squids are a lot more advanced now than they were in the First Galactic War. I believe they have an outpost in some democracy-forsaken void in the universe, and I believe they made a connection between deep space and our galaxy using Meridia as a wormhole.
Skirting around the block in a drop top of the shit up. I'm about to turn to a hot box. Speed of marijuana, now my eyes are playing hopscotch. 4 dicks, 4 cards, 4 blicks, 4 shots. Speed on the highway, now the cops speeding too, but the sirens are off, so now I don't gotta shoot. Hey, don't you worry about me, man. Go worry about your bitch. If you don't keep it close, you won't leave me. I'm fucking linguini.
Thanks for watching the video. Honestly, I really appreciate you getting to the end here. This video was very loosely scripted. I had a script for most of it, but a lot of the stuff that I talked about I went on a side tangent for. I wish my mic quality was a little better for this one, but it's whatever. I had a snowball, but it broke. Anyways, have a good New Year's. Happy hell diving.